My name is Chisom Chiomba, Executive Producer, Market Lens.
My name is Emmanuel, director and producer, Market Lens Podcast.
My name is Joshua Adigbala. I am the chief editor and studio manager for Marketlets.
My name is Adeyinka Ugunbamowo, and I'm the assistant director of Market Lens.
From the script, I come in.
Yeah, from the script, he comes in after this.
Like, he has to say all of these.
If I was to explain what Market Lens is in a nutshell, I would say is a no-nonsense podcast that tells you and talks to you about financial concepts that you're not necessarily aware of. And even the ones that you are aware of, it explains it and breaks it down further in order for you to understand. So many of us that are just starting our investment journey, starting our financial journey, starting our smart money journey, we need to have someone that holds our hand, and that's what Market Lens does for you.
If I have to explain Market Lens to anyone, I would answer that by answering them questions. I would say that, are you a newbie in the finance world? Are you just starting to hear about investments? If yes, then watch the Market Lens podcast.
My most memorable moment first was the episode where we had Nina on. That was the first episode. We had not done something of this kind before. We had not done such a project of such magnitude before. And the learning experience, the learning curve was both steep and memorable for me.
So my most memorable episode has to be the first episode that we had. So obviously that was a very challenging episode. We had to make sure everything was on point. We had to make sure sets, crew, hosts, everyone was on point. Sound, obviously, everything is on point. It was very memorable because obviously that was our first episode, and we were very excited to start on this new journey.
My most memorable moments working on the podcast has to be episode 9. Yeah. So episode 9, we had technical issues behind the scene, and I saw how each team member were dedicated, hands were on deck to make sure that the technical issue did not ruin the moment. And guess what? That episode gave us our highest numbers, and I think we had 2,000 plus views in 2 weeks.
I think for me is from start off to behind the scenes. Basically, it's more fun for me. Apart from the old corporate 9 to 5, and this is shooting outside. The corporate world, and it's just been fun for me. Really, I really can't like bring up like different scenarios, but there's always just happy moments. Times where there are technical issues, and we get to resolve it as the team, and we just still laugh about everything.
The most surprising thing I would say is how everybody came together to make it a wonderful success. I'm so proud of the team. I'm so proud of everyone and how they were able to just show up.
One thing that surprised me, or a few things that surprised me about recording and editing season 1, was the tenacity of MCA Productions. We call ourselves FCA Productions behind the scenes. Yeah, so like I said, it's not something that we have done before. This is like the very first time we are doing something of this magnitude, and the fact that everybody slotted into their positions and fit in directly without having to train anybody or do anything, it was a really, really great time.
What surprised me the most about recording Market Lens was the switch from where we're coming from. I mean, the growth process from episode 1, episode 2, up to this moment that we are recording right now has been amazing.
I would view Market Lens as a very knowledgeable financial advisor. Reason is because if you watch all our episodes from 1 to 10, there was always something very key, something very insightful to take out from each episode. So yeah, I would say Market Lens is a very insightful, very knowledgeable financial advisor.
I would say a professor in finance. Yes. I'm probably one of the richest person on earth. Because you can't have that much knowledge and you won't have much wealth.
My most favorite episode and the guest that was on that episode has to be Muiwa Ario. He was actually one of my most favorite guests because it goes beyond finance. So he came in on our premiere episode of The Blueprint, and he was able to give us just a glimpse into the window of someone that is more experienced in the market, more experienced in the field of finance. And it makes it a lot more relatable, especially those of us that are looking to be consistent in our journey and have challenges along the way. So that episode just gave us an insight into his life from his early days to where he is at present. And I was able to pick up a lot of the, I won't say hacks, but a lot of the very important details that made him who he is presently. And that was what I was really able to pick from that episode. So that was my favorite episode.
So for me, I've just been on 2 episodes. So I'd say the 9th one, very interesting. Like a lot of ideas, you have to watch that. You pick a lot of things from it. Then the 10th one, man, you need to watch it and watch it over again. It's very interesting. Trust me, you enjoy it.
My favorite episode so far in season 1 is episode 9, and it's a very, very sentimental reason. So while we were shooting the episode, a lot of people, and even while it premiered, people said I looked like the guest we had on. Yeah, so yeah, that was like my favorite episode.
It's a mix of everything.
I want to get everybody's perspective on the same thing. I don't think it should be.
So we might not necessarily put everything in the video.
Yeah, 5 was 25
Yes.
answers.
So we can just pick out let's say the best moments or killing part.
A few comments stood out for me over the course of shooting season 1, and I'm just going to read out like 2 of them. So this one is from King 4033, and he said, "This is very dope and educational a whole lot. Love that the first episode is about myth and facts. So if you were one of the viewers that watched the first episode, it was more about demystifying investments and everything. So it was sort of like a booster saying this comment on that video. And then also from the first video, a very common comment we saw that I noticed was from Opeyani Mary 6893, and she said, it's a very simple comment, I love the introduction. So if you guys can go back to episode 1 and watch that introduction again, that would be very nice. So yeah, those are the 2 comments that stood out for me.
One investment tip I picked up has to be start now, because I noticed that all our guests from episode 1 down to episode 10, they emphasize so much on starting now.
It's not too late. Like, start now. Start. You don't have to, have a whole lot, right? Before you can, start investing in things, have a lot of financial ideas about what's going to work, how you can, build wealth. So start now. Start into that that you have. Just put it in it. You make mad money.
There are a plethora of investment tips I picked up, honestly, because it's a wealth of information on Marketplace. And once again, I want you guys to go and watch those episodes, right? So a financial tip I picked up was in episode 3, where our guest mentioned that before you start making money, before you start investing, invest in yourself first. Get in your debt alpha. Yes, invest in yourself first. So that was like what resonated with me, especially because of my age. I'm still young, still building wealth, and the best thing to do at this stage would be to, invest in myself, get courses, get better at the things that I do, deepen my financial literacy and all. So yeah, that was like the very key advice or investment tip I got.
from the episode.
Thank you for sticking with us. See you in season 2 on Market Lens. Have a happy holidays and Merry Christmas from all of us.
Stay safe in the market.